What's happening, everybody? I'm Troy and welcome to my channel. This is my warm to hot grow space, and today I'm going to be taking you around so you guys can look and see the collection for the very first time. But first, I want to welcome you to my channel. Thank you for being here. And before we get started, please like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, guys, let's look around and see what I have going on. This is my warm to hot space. All of the orchids in here are going to be your cattleyas, dendrobiums, oncidiums. Down here is a grammatophyllum scriptum, which I have been transitioning my collection out of sphagnum moss and into lava rock or leca. Leca is the newest thing I've been experimenting with, but the grammatophyllum is doing great. It just came out of moss in January. Next to it, I have a brassia type orchid that just went into self-watering, and it's in leca and lava rock. So since then, as you can see, it started spiking. And these spikes, I would say, are every bit of 22, 23 inches. Up here, I have some cattleyas. Nothing's happening on this shelf. These are mainly just gone into lava rock with the exception of my trianni. It's still in moss. Up here we have more cattleyas because you can never have enough cattleyas. And over here, our LC Purple Cascade is giving me a sheath. Hopefully we will get to see some blooms in the near future. On this side, Don Herman, Epicattleya Don Herman in bloom. Eclandier went on a mount last November, I believe, and is doing great. Putting out some fantastic roots. Over here is an example of when you should not repot, which was last winter. This is my Dowiana, which I have set back really good because I repotted in winter and I thought I was going to have roots coming, and they took longer to get out than what I was expecting. Down here I have nothing in sheath, just root growth happening, mainly cattleyas on this shelf also. Down here, the only non-orchids in this whole entire room, a handful of succulents. There's a Hoya back there, Habenaria, and then the bulbul collection. I have no idea what this is going to be. It was gifted to me conveniently in leca and self-watering, so that worked out perfect. It's a no ID. It was given to a coworker at a show, and she passed it on to me. And then I have this wonderful Bulbophyllum medusae, who is giving me some new growth. Of course, as soon as I repotted her, she put out that growth coming right out of the pot. Dendrobiums, Myancelia africana. Look at the root growth on this, guys. Loving the lava rock. It's doing fantastic. I made a short about this. This was a bucket list Cattleya. Cattleya something else, and it really truly is something else, guys. Fantastic fragrance, bloomed well. I cut them short, and the blooming short, and went ahead and repotted into lava rock while I had new roots. Dendrobium nubarana, putting out some spikes. Really excited about that. I have no idea why my recorder keeps pausing and then resuming. Hopefully these glitches will not come through in the final product, but if they do, I apologize. Over here we have LC Fire Dance Patricia, who's working on a sheath. Watering day, I noticed my Iwanagara Apple Blossom is also working on a sheath. I was going to, while I had new roots, put her into lava rock, but that has changed. She'll remain in moss for now. Up here, rustic spots blooming. This is primarily my Brassavola types. And they have all gone into lava rock, and you can just see, guys, look at that. Fantastic roots. I mean, I've never seen roots like this until I started using lava rock. So how fantastic. This plant, my Encyclia Rio Clarense, I thought I was going to lose. She looked awful a year ago, and then all of a sudden popped out 3 new growths, and a whole bunch of roots have come with it. Our seedling shelf over here. Some of these are things I propagated off of plants that I have, but a lot of these I got when I first got into orchids, and I had no idea what I was doing, and I'm surprised that these guys have made it through some of my innocent and naive mistakes. This Tolumnia should be about blooming size now. When I got her, it was the largest of the group, and it was classified as near blooming size. The rest were not. The rest, I was told I was going to need at least 3 years to bloom. But the Tolumnia should hopefully do something. Also in lava rock, for my seedlings, I have this really small lava rock that I get from a bonsai shop, so it's probably bonsai soil. And it works great. It holds the right amount of moisture, so that way I can do my weekly watering. I like to water weekly, and I always fertilize weekly. Blue Sneery Bluebird. I have 2 Vandaceous orchids in bloom right now, and they both have Rhynchostylus in them, and they are competing right now for who has the best and strongest fragrance of the room. My Prostechia radiata, fantastic fragrance also. I apologize for the foliage. This was the first plant that I figured out I had a spider mite infestation. So her foliage, if you go back about 8 weeks ago, looked impeccable. And then all of a sudden, I thought I was overwatering this plant and I couldn't figure it out. And then it dawned on me the spider mites were back. So right now, I have been releasing predatory mites every week. And I've actually seen a difference. This is the first time I've ever used them. I think I'm on about week 6 of using them, and I'm definitely noticing a difference. It's not flawless, but it is definitely helping a lot. And it's better because I don't have to spray pesticides. This is my Oncidium collection. I was trying out tree fern fiber, and it's not a bad media at all. If you've ever worked with it, or if you haven't, it's something that you can definitely work with. However, I just don't want to use organic media anymore. I want to use inorganic, inert media that I can control all of my watering. I think I'm going to have to do an emergency repot on Wine Delight because her roots will not go into the moss. She's over it, and it could probably use a freshen up. The moss is looking rough. So I might, unfortunately, have to repot her during the growth season. So that's all right. that needs to be done, we'll do it. This is our little mounted station over here. So all of my mounts and some baskets hang. I have a Genetiana, Sanhopia genetiana, that this poor thing has had the hardest time acclimating, and then finally did and needed a repot, so that's why she's sulking right now. She just got a fresh repot, but she'll do fine. She'll bounce back. It'll be fine. And then over here, I have a Coreopia who, yes, guys, look at that. Putting out a fantastic spike. So cool. I'm so excited about that. This is the Sanhopia Woji's procrastinator. So this will be a first time blooming. This plant came into my collection, about a year and a half ago, and I threw it into moss and put it in this plastic basket, and I've left it here, and it finally started putting out, I think 3 new shoots, 2 new shoots, and then all of a sudden I thought I was getting a new growth, and it turned out to be this fantastic spike. So how exciting. Up here, all of my Vandas are in baskets. I spray them daily, every other day in the winter. This is Vanda costylis motes quantum. If you don't have it, you should, because she always blooms. She just took a 2-week rest. This is the longest rest she'll take. She did it last year right after my birthday. That's how I remember. And then she puts out a new spike. And usually when one spike ends, another one is already growing. Wuti Panara. This is Manunia. And this is a very fragrant, with Rinko Stylus as one of the parents. This is also a fragrant, and she is competing right now with Lou Sneery. So when you walk into the orchid room, you can detect both are breeding. And if we go right back here, look at that, guys. Denisoniana is giving us a spike. So how awesome. Super excited to see the Denisoniana. This is canary yellow. I have another one that lives in my bathroom that is supposed to be a white jade crossed with self. So the flowers are supposed to be lighter. These ones are supposed to be more yellow. That's how I do it, guys. And then last shelf in the warm to hot grow space. These are all the little hang boxes up here that I'm using to release my mites. I just reuse them. I put them out for 48 to 72 hours, and then I leave them up there for storage until the following week when it's time to release more mites. I'm buying those from Nature's Good Guys in case you all are interested to check out some literature. I am not affiliated with them. I'm not sponsored by them, but they have been fantastic to me. And during Labor Day, they sent my shipment out early so that way I would have it. And that's fantastic because normally they don't ship on the weekends, but they did that week. So they're wonderful. This is a newly acquired Equestrius, the Alba form. I almost always will take an Alba or a Cerulean first over everything on the table. Sorry about the interruption, guys. My phone just stopped recording. I am very technology illiterate. I have no idea what's happening. So that's all of my phals. They just came out of moss. They're in lava rock. They're doing great down here, with the exception of my Ancrecum, who is still in moss, and there's some bark in there as well. With the exception, all the rest down here are either Nobile or Latoria type dendrobiums, who are all also in lava rock. And I chose terracotta pots because if you're not mounting them, then they should probably go in a clay pot with lava rocks. Dendrobiums, very funny about their roots, but this seems to be working great for me. It might not work so good for you, but hi, Bicky. See all that root growth into the lava rock. Fantastic. Then down here, we also have two more dendrobiums. These are my bigger girls. This is Nobile, it's the alba form. The other one is my Dendrobium Blue Seas, and I'm pretty excited. The size of this I was not expecting. I bought it from Appalachian Tropicals, who are fantastic. If you've not purchased from them, go check out their website. They always have a lot in stock, and they're conveniently located right in the next state over, North Carolina, so it never takes me long to get packages from them. And then this epidendrum has literally, I just looked it up on my phone yesterday. This has been blooming since April of this year. And we are now in the last week of September, second to last week of September. So, yeah, that's what's happening in my grow space, guys. Thank you for stopping by, checking out the channel. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe if you want to see more content by Orchid Boy Troy.